Jakel's journey began in the 1980s in Muir, Johor, not in a bustling capital, not with a massive budget or corporate team, but with one man's vision. That man was Muhammad Jakel Ahmad, a determined entrepreneur with a dream far bigger than the size of his first shop. He didn't just want to sell textiles, he wanted to build something meaningful. A business that upheld Islamic values like honesty, modesty, and fairness. A place where customers felt respected, listened to, and appreciated. His small store quickly stood out. Why? Because he focused on quality fabrics, personal service, and an experience that made people feel welcome. Word spread. Families returned. Neighbors told neighbors. And soon, that small-town store had a reputation that reached far beyond Muir. Jakel's story wasn't about flashy marketing or aggressive pricing. It was about trust. And trust, once earned, is the strongest foundation any brand can have. As Malaysia developed, so did its economy and people. Urbanization was on the rise. Disposable incomes were growing. Malaysians were becoming more fashion-forward, and ready to spend more, especially during festive seasons like Hari Raya. Jakel saw the shift and responded. It began opening stores in major cities like Kuala Lumpur, Shah Alam, and Johor Bahru. But these weren't ordinary retail outlets. Jakel stores were designed to be experiences, massive, beautifully organized, and stocked with everything from fabrics to ready-made traditional wear, curtains, carpets, and more. Each store became a one-stop destination for families preparing for celebrations, weddings, or simply upgrading their wardrobe. And behind every expansion, Jakel stayed rooted in its core values: integrity, quality, and service. But Jakel didn't stop at physical growth. It made a bold, strategic move that changed everything. It expanded into ready-to-wear collections. This pivot was critical. Malaysians were getting busier. Many no longer had time to tailor baju kurung or baju Melayu. Jakel saw this need and introduced affordable, stylish, and high-quality traditional clothing ready to wear off the rack, yet still full of cultural pride. And then came the digital era. As e-commerce and social media began to shape consumer habits, Jakel adapted fast. They launched online campaigns, collaborated with celebrities and influencers, and even hosted live-stream shopping sessions, blending tradition with modern trends. These moves didn't just help sales, they kept Jakel relevant, especially with younger generations who scroll more than they walk through malls. Then came 2020. The world shut down. The COVID-19 pandemic brought entire industries to their knees, and retail was one of the hardest hit. Physical stores were forced to close during lockdowns. Events were cancelled. Festive shopping came to a standstill. Supply chains broke. Uncertainty became the new normal. Countless businesses, including many in fashion and textiles, weren't ready. Some local brands, especially smaller boutiques and traditional retailers, relied entirely on walk-in customers. With no digital presence, no delivery options, and no backup plan, their revenue dropped to zero. Without the ability to adapt quickly, they were forced to shut down, lay off employees, or disappear altogether. Even large retailers with multiple branches struggled. High operating costs, unpaid rent, and unsold inventory piled up. Shopping malls became ghost towns. The festive mood disappeared, and so did the customers. But Jakel was different. While others paused, Jakel acted. They didn't wait for things to go back to normal. They leaned into the new reality. Jakel upgraded its e-commerce platform, making online shopping smoother and more intuitive. They made sure product listings were clear and accurate. They introduced flexible payment plans and exclusive online offers, catering to customers who were financially affected by the crisis. Jakel also continued engaging its audience through digital content, keeping its brand alive and loved, even when doors were shut. In a time when many businesses were pulling back, Jakel pushed forward. It wasn't luck, it was strategy. Jakel had built a foundation of trust, loyalty, and smart business practices long before the crisis. And when the storm came, that foundation held firm. Jakel didn't just survive the pandemic. It came out of it stronger, smarter, and more connected to its customers than ever before. Today, Jakel is more than just a clothing or fabric brand. It is a symbol of Malaysian tradition, of entrepreneurship, and of how values and vision can create something extraordinary. From its humble beginnings in Muar to becoming a fashion powerhouse, Jakel represents the heart of Malaysian celebration, especially during Hari Raya, when families come together, dressed in their best, often in Jakel. But beyond the clothes and carpets, Jakel's real success lies in something deeper, staying true to its roots, evolving with the times, and always putting people, customers and employees at the center of everything. That's the story of Jakel. Not just a business journey, but a journey of purpose, resilience, and heart. So, how did Jakel go from local fabric shop to fashion empire? It comes down to 3 key words: inclusivity, branding, and experience. Inclusivity is at the heart of Jakel's business model. The company offers everything from affordable cotton to luxurious silk and songket, appealing to all income levels, all ages, and all races: Malays, Chinese, Indians, and even tourists looking for traditional attire. Jakel didn't build walls, it built bridges. Then comes branding. Jakel is a master at creating hype, especially during the festive season. Collaborations with celebrities like Aaron Aziz, Awal Ashari, Shah Aliaya, and Nabil Ahmad created national buzz. Suddenly, wearing Jakel wasn't just about looking good, it was about being part of something big, something cultural. Jakel turned Hari Raya shopping into an event. Its Mega Raya sales became legendary. Long lines formed outside stores as people waited for unbeatable deals. Jakel made luxury feel accessible, and people loved it. But strategy isn't just about pricing or promotions. It's about experience. Jakel's flagship stores are well-designed, air-conditioned, spacious, and comfortable. Trained staff offer personal styling tips, making every customer feel special. This attention to detail creates loyalty that no online discount can replace. And speaking of online, Jakel has nailed that too. With strong social media engagement, regular content updates, and seamless digital shopping, Jakel has stayed relevant to a younger, tech-savvy crowd without losing its traditional customer base. In short, Jakel succeeds because it knows exactly who its customers are and delivers what they want, how they want it. What truly sets Jakel apart isn't just what it sells, it's how it operates. From the very beginning, Jakel was built on Islamic values like integrity, honesty, and fairness. And these principles aren't just for show, they're embedded into every part of the business. Let's start with product sourcing. Jakel ensures that all materials are halal certified and ethically sourced. That means no exploitation, no shady supply chains, and full respect for religious principles and customer trust. Jakel's designs also reflect modesty and cultural sensitivity. They don't chase flashy trends, they design clothes that make people feel proud, dignified, and connected to tradition. And it doesn't stop with customers. Jakel treats its employees with fairness and respect. Staff receive proper training, safe working conditions, competitive pay, and opportunities to grow within the company. This isn't just good HR, it's good ethics. Now, let's talk about charity. Jakel gives back, quietly but consistently. From donating clothing and food during Ramadan to supporting victims of floods and fires, Jakel is there when communities need help. It also pays zakat, ensuring that part of its profits support the less fortunate. These aren't publicity stunts. They're a reflection of a company that believes in doing business the right way, not just for profit, but for people. Jakel's success shows that ethics and business are not enemies. In fact, they're partners, and when combined, they create something truly powerful. Jakel is one of Malaysia's most recognized textile and clothing retailers. From baju kurung to home fabrics, Jakel has become a household name, especially during festive seasons like Hari Raya. But with great popularity comes great responsibility, not just to customers and employees, but also to the law. As a major business, Jakel is required to follow important Malaysian legislation that protects both consumers and workers. In this case study, we'll look at how Jakel complies with two key laws, the Consumer Protection Act 1999 and the Employment Act 1955. We'll also explore how Jakel has responded to public backlash, and the broader legal framework it operates within. The Consumer Protection Act 1999 is designed to make sure that customers are treated fairly. Jakel, like any retail business, must ensure that its advertising, sales, and pricing are accurate and not misleading. If a product is defective, wrongly labeled, or not as described, customers have the right to a refund, an exchange, or a repair. For example, if a customer buys fabric that turns out to be torn, or the measurements are incorrect, Jakel is responsible for fixing the issue promptly. This is not just good customer service, it's the law. The Employment Act 1955 protects the rights of workers in Malaysia. It sets clear rules about working hours, rest days, wages, and overtime. Jakel must pay fair wages, provide proper contracts, and ensure that employees are not overworked even during peak seasons like Hari Raya. Workers are also entitled to paid leave, sufficient rest, and a safe working environment. By following this law, Jakel helps ensure that its employees are not only legally protected, but also treated with dignity and respect. Although Jakel has not been involved in any major legal battles, Malaysian case law still offers important lessons for all businesses. For instance, one court case emphasized that employers must follow proper procedures when ending an employee's contract. Another case reminded businesses that ignorance of the law is not an acceptable excuse. These examples highlight why it's essential for companies like Jakel to stay informed, accountable, and compliant with the law. In 2023, a family member associated with Jakel made a comment on social media that many Malaysians found offensive. The backlash was swift, with people expressing their anger online. This could have seriously damaged the company's reputation. But Jakel handled the situation with professionalism. They issued a public apology, reaffirmed their commitment to respecting all races and religions, and provided staff training to prevent similar issues in the future. This response showed not only emotional intelligence, but also a strong sense of corporate responsibility. Another ethical issue Jakel faced involved customer complaints during big sales events. Some shoppers were unhappy about unclear pricing and products being sold out too quickly. In response, Jakel improved their price labeling, upgraded their stock management system, and provided additional training to staff to improve customer service. These actions helped restore trust and prevent future problems. Jakel operates as a private limited company under the name Jakel Trading SDN-BHD, which means it is registered under the Companies Act 2016. This gives the business a legal identity, the ability to enter contracts, own property, and even be sued, all under its own name. Several government bodies help regulate Jakel's operations. The Companies Commission of Malaysia, or SSM, ensures Jakel meets all business registration and reporting requirements. The Royal Malaysian Customs Department handles import duties, export taxes, and sales tax, which are especially relevant for textile businesses. The Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, or KPDN, ensures fair pricing and protects consumers. And local authorities issue business licenses for Jakel outlets across different states and cities. Jakel also complies with various laws, including the Companies Act 2016, which requires annual reports and proper governance, the Employment Act 1955, which protects worker rights, the Income Tax Act 1967, under which Jakel pays corporate tax and sales and service tax, the Consumer Protection Act 1999, which ensures fair treatment of customers, and trademark law, under which Jakel registers its brand with MyIPO to protect its name and logo. Additionally, because Jakel is a Bumiputera company that serves a large Muslim customer base, it may voluntarily comply with Sharia principles. This includes offering halal-certified products and using Islamic banking systems. While not legally required, this builds trust with Muslim consumers and attracts Sharia-compliant investors. Jakel Group follows a wide range of laws and ethical practices to operate successfully in Malaysia. From consumer protection to worker rights, from legal compliance to public accountability, Jakel has shown that a company can grow large without losing sight of its responsibilities. This case study shows us that good business isn't just about making profits. It's also about following the law, treating people with respect, and responding ethically when things go wrong. And that's what helps a company not just survive, but truly thrive. Have you ever wondered how values can shape a successful business? Let's explore Jakel's incredible journey together. Jakel started as a humble fabric shop in Johor. Today, it's a household name across Malaysia, especially during festive seasons. What sets Jakel apart is its commitment to family, community, and integrity. It shows us that ambition and honesty can coexist. For example, Jakel has expanded rapidly while staying true to its roots. This balance is what makes it a trusted destination for quality textiles. Jakel sends a powerful message to aspiring entrepreneurs. Greatness comes from principles, not shortcuts or quick wins. As you embark on your own journeys, reflect on your values. Consider how you'll respond under pressure and what legacy you want to create.